Think about how hilarious it is these nothing crony Democrats convince you that MAGA is a party of abuse, of criminality, of corruption. And they use Epstein as an example of this. But, when Epstein was in full swing, almost everyone involved in that was a Democrat. And they literally formed MAGA out of the biggest pieces of shit in the Democrat Party. So you can imagine the ones left behind are also pieces of shit, given they were all complicit in tolerating this. Like, literally, there's not one. At the time Epstein was going on, Trump was a Democrat. He was a New Jersey, New York Democrat. Alan Dershowitz says here on Wikipedia he was a member of the Democratic Party until September 2024. Like, I don't know who these people think they're pulling a fast one on. The MAGAs have a point when they say the Democrats are slime balls, because they really, really, really are, right? And what's going on is this. The Monopoly Man basically corrupted every left of center political party. When Democrats were clearly positioned as the left center party in America, they got to work corrupting them in the 80s and the 90s and uplifting the biggest sex offending piece of shit. I made a video earlier how of any crime, being a rapist and being interested in rape, like actual criminal rape, is the biggest sign of brain damage, like sociopathic brain damage. In prison, if you give IQ tests to every criminal in there, the general population have an IQ about average 94. That's similar to the American average. But you look at rapists, not even violent offenders, they don't have this problem, but specifically rapist violent offenders, and theirs is 83. And the thing is, more than any other crime, rape suggests you have a fucked up brain, right? Like, because it really takes a sick person to do violence while being sexually aroused, right? So this is why you see this. Rapists, people who are really prone to rape, are they have brain impairments, right? Often it presents a formal intellectual handicap that you can measure. But even when it doesn't, and you're gifted like Dershowitz or Bill Clinton, you do well in school, it suggests you're a sociopath and you're easy to push around and control. And I really think the capital elites, specifically the left of center party, they filled with sexual degenerates like this simply because it's such a mark of being a sociopath they can easily control, right? And when you look at MAGA, you are looking at the worst sexual perverted sociopathic Democrats originally, who then reformed into MAGA, right? And what's left behind in the Democrat Party is still scumbags. So, MAGA has a point when they say Democrats are a disgusting, filthy joke. Their error is they're so brainwashed they think MAGA is a revolution when it's literally made of the worst of the Democrats, right? And like I said in my other video, it seems like the West, the capital elites, were doing this since World War II. If you look at the history of East Germany, like, again, dividing Germany up after World War II was a huge deal. We wanted West Germany because it was such a tech hub. And rather than go to prison, we recruited all their engineers. And West Germany was the heart of that. And when we gave East Germany to the commies, very, very strangely, it was basically taken over like like the Democrats here. And they were all bizarre sex offending pedophiles. Like, you can even see what they do to me. Like, they pretend what they've done to me is not the same thing when it completely clearly is. Like, they target teenagers, they target women with no economic power, and they target women of a history of abuse, all of which were me. And I think that's why I piqued their interest so much. And what they've done with my plot is a combination of like Epstein and MAGA in one, in the sense it serves as making a scapegoat cult for the kind of trash that are in MAGA, but they're white. They made this cult for the kind of trash who can't be in MAGA because they're not white Christians, right? They're like white lefties, or they're like minorities, and they are aware MAGA is not for them, but they want to join a scapegoat cult. So they used me to do that for these dumb fucks who don't realize they're going to lose their SNAP, they're going to lose their Medicaid, they're going to lose everything. And they think they're being helped. They have someone to focus on and hate, just like MAGA, right? But it also has huge Epstein vibes in the sense they're really, really pathologically obsessed with raping white women. Like, it's like, this is their thing. I don't know why, but you can see it in their art. Like, they're just fucking fanatically obsessed with it. You can't turn away from it. Like, my brother has this adult coloring book, and he gave it to his child literally today, and I looked through it, and you could tell, like, because it's such a mediocre thing, like whoever made this coloring book is probably connected to them for about no reason whatsoever. There's a pale white female body and a shadowy figure shoving his hand into her stomach, and her face is obscured with hair. It's I'm like, what the like some spirit cooking shit. This is what they're about, though. They're like, they can't get off of this. Like, they're obsessed with rape, but especially white women who are economically poor and handicapped and abused. Like, they look for that. To the elites, to these people in the Democrats, that is their thing. The way Chud MAGAs are obsessed with like torturing Hispanics. And then when they target one, they just like confabulate why it's deserved, right? That's what these people do too. So, I just go on Blue Sky because it makes my stomach turn. These people are repulsive and they all just bounce off each other how great they are. It's amazing these people have the audacity to position themselves as some kind of resistance or answer to MAGA when MAGA is made up of you. Like, the people in MAGA, the ones who really, really kick this shit off, are Democrats. And I believe this to be true. The capital elites, the way they corrupted, it wasn't just with bribes, it wasn't just with money, but by finding sociopathic degenerates to fill the ranks of the left of center parties of the world. So this way, they'd be the easiest to control, the easiest to push around, and they'd have more pushback, honestly, in the right-wing parties. But they were obviously less threatened by them because their open position is they don't want supports or government help for anybody, so it's less important to fill those people with completely mind-blowing degenerates. But the mind-blowing degenerates were all Democrats, right? And most of these people, yeah, they started out as Democrats. Every single one they talk about that you're supposed to hate that is MAGA now was a Democrat, right? So you really got to ask yourself, where do these people get off acting like they're going to do something about this? And then they try to make this nonsense like, well, just those people, it's not the whole thing. And it's like, there's literally evidence at this point. Obama's people were cavorting with Epstein. Like, they all were in on it. Epstein was, above all else, a Democrat ops, right? There's a ring of truth to that when MAGA says that. What they don't tell you is the Capitol holders have been filling the Democrats with the most mind-blowing psychopathic degenerates for a while now. And the people you know and love as MAGA, who are now pretending to be Nazis, used to pretend to be Democrats, right? So don't expect the Democrats to bring back shame and morals, because they're literally were put in their positions for lacking them and attacking them, right? They're the origin of our lack of shame and morals, because of the fact the Capitol holders had a deliberate goal to find the most debauched, degenerate, satanic freaks who are willing to align as superficially an ethical Democrat, and they gave them power, right? So yeah, kind of the origin of our spiritual rot comes from these people, because the Capitol holders have such a vested interest in getting rid of anyone with an ounce of morality or shame in the left of center party. Because once you nuke that, then that's it. There's no one to push back, right? Microcosm, West Germany, East Germany. East Germany was full of weird pedos shitting in a ditch, and West Germany was rebuilding and advancing, and we were stealing their tech people, right? So yeah, it's been going on. When they want to neutralize a society, they fill it with degenerates. When they want to neutralize a political party, they fill it with brain damaged degenerates. And the Democrats pointing figures at Alan Dershowitz and Trump, and it's like you're pointing a finger in the mirror, and you need to really check yourself. Like, you're all weird rapists. Like, all of you are weird abusers. You're all sick fucking thug weirdos. So if you want to know why it's so easy for MAGA to do these things, it's because they got their start with you guys. You people are freaks, and you're psychopathic fucking nut jobs who have a really weird obsession with raping female bodies, specifically white, poor teenage girls. Really sick. And if you could all die, the world would be a better place. It won't happen, but if these people were wiped off the face of the earth, humanity could be free. It won't happen, but they are literally a scourge holding down the human race. They are disgusting, psychopathic monsters who should be demoted to the title of great ape. Like, there are some great apes we could promote to human, and these people should be in a fucking zoo. They're just subhuman completely, all these fuckers. Yeah, just my opinion on that. Don't be looking to the Democrats to fix it, because they're the origin of it. MAGA's made up of them.